Hey guys, welcome back. And wow, do we have a treat for you. Not only did we get the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion looks this past week, but we also have Sidora from the show herself, who's back to talk about her relationship, her acting career, her reality TV career, what she has coming up, and everything in between. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
So with us today, we have reality TV star, but more importantly, wife, mother, actress, entrepreneur, Sidora from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Drew, how are you?
I am so good. I'm so happy to be here with you.
I'm so excited. I've been, excited for this interview for quite some time now, but you're so busy. So, I mean, how have you been? There's a lot going on in your life.
It is so much. I love you, first of all. So know that the sentiment is the same. I was super excited. I was hoping we could do something in person. So I know you were doing some in-persons before, but we're going to talk. This is not the last time.
We'll definitely work out an in-person in the future. Don't worry.
We have to get the vibes. But no, it's been super busy. I'm super blessed. Remember, I'm still a mom of 3 kids, right? I have a husband. I'm dropping it with Drew right now. So I have a lot more energy, thankfully, to do a lot of the things. But I just wrapped on a film project, starting another one next month. And I've been in the studio working on music. So I'm super excited about that because that's something that I've been doing music my whole life, but it just never actually happened for me the way I thought it would. So now I just feel like with everything I've been through, and you guys have witnessed a lot of it, marital issues, my blood, sweat, and tears, everything, COVID, everything I've gone through in a whole, I'm pouring that into my music. So I'm most excited about that.
By the way, and we've all heard your voice, which you have an absolutely beautiful voice. So I can't wait for that. And I know this is random, but how's the foot?
Oh my God, the foot, the feet. The feet are better than ever. Because I was like, you guys met me in a boot. And I was like, oh, Jesus, here we go. So both, I have 2 brand new Achilles. And they're better than ever, stronger than ever. I've been in physical therapy and I am back working out. So all is well with the foot. It was hard reliving it because it was so painful. Nobody understands. I will say this, I brag a little bit. Some of the top athletes, they deal with this, they deal with this type of injury. So I feel like I'm in pretty good company because it's one of the tougher ones to bounce back from. And it's the most pain. I've had 3 kids. So,
this isn't about me, but my fiance was in Cirque for a long time and ripped both of his Achilles twice. And he said it grows back stronger than ever. But when it happens, there's this loud pop. He's like, I can't even express to you how painful this is. So when we were watching your episode and we saw you running in Jamaica, he literally bit the comforter, oh, I know what that feels like. And I'm like, I hope I never do.
Oh my God, did he have the ruptured surgery or because how did it rupture again? I'm scared.
I forgot what it was. I'll have to ask him and DM you, but he actually was getting ready to go out and perform one of the shows for Cirque. And as soon as he went out and did his flip, it just popped and he had to continue the show until the end. And then that's when he went off. And I'm like, this is no
that
way.
Happened to me. The first one I was performing, I was doing Set It Off and I was on stage. And so I feel that. And then I had to continue on with the show. So it was that's what made it worse. And I had to have 3 surgeries and it was horrible. So they said the overcompensation from that on my other leg is what weakened that Achilles. And then what you guys saw in Jamaica, that's what ultimately happened.
Well, now we're feeling better. And
Good.
that I love that. And I had to kind of jump in here too, because, last season, for some reason, and we don't even have to name her, but you had a target on your back for no reason from the moment that you walked in and you just I believe it was at Kenya's house. I don't even remember. It was a friend of the show. You know exactly who I'm talking about, but it's you just go into your first season not really knowing what reality TV is going to be like, right? But your sophomore season, you're like, oh, I know. You're shady as hell. You said things about me. And I know even if you don't say it to my face, you're going to get slick in that confessional. how has it been? Like comparing the two, freshman to sophomore seasons.
I mean, yeah, you're right. So first season, I came in defending my COVID wig, like upon hello. So I was like, wow, like this is, I was hoping to get to, meet some new people, grow possible friendships. And that just, it was difficult. So this season, yeah, I went into it again, wanting to grow deeper relationships. So it was great because between first and second season, I spent more time with some of the ladies and I was able to get to know them a little bit more. So by the time second season was up, I really felt like we were really friends, you know what I'm saying? Or building a real friendship. And yeah, but I got on here, but it was still like I was new because I was just meeting Sheree, Marlo was getting her peach, and then my friendly friend, the person I was friendly with, yeah, I thought she was my friend, so I didn't know that she would become a flip-flopper. So I still didn't know all the players and how they are. Surprisingly enough, Kenya and I repaired our little issue and we were able to extend an olive branch. So I was what I thought I knew. I had to throw it all away because I realized I don't know nothing. I didn't expect me and Kenya to get on any good foot, and I didn't know what to expect from Marlo, Sheree, or the flip flopper. But so yeah, I was still on a journey of being new and learning. So I think the one person that I could count on was Candy. Really, truly, that was it. That was it.
Since you brought up Candy too, and I feel like it's so strange, reality TV. Like every new season that you start, it's almost like you have to press a reset and see who you're going to get along with and not get along with. And your best friend from last year's your worst in. I don't understand how you ladies do it, but listen, I'm giving you all the props. Candy was the one who brought you on the show, right? Or introduced you to casting.
No, actually, okay. So years ago, they asked me to come on. I was living in LA at the time. And yes, I had met Candy at a couple of things, red carpets and things like that. So I was coming to meet Candy, and that's when my water broke with my now 7-year-old Makai. So it never happened. When I came on season 13, I was invited by Eva Marcel, who I've known for many years from like LA. We were on the game together. She invited me to Cynthia Bailey's wine cellar opening, and that's how I met Cynthia. So then when I came on season 14, I came in through Cynthia.
Wow.
Who's not here now. So
hey, but you're a standalone. You've got this. You got this. And as you're going through your resume and you're like, I'm on the game. And I was going through, of course, like I'm looking you up and I'm going through your IMDb, and you have an impressive resume over here. And that's what you love the most, right? Is being an actress, but now being on reality TV. How would you compare the two?
Oh God. Polar opposites, completely different. Like when I am doing, my theatrical work, it's like a certain peace that comes over me. It's like so zen and I'm in my zone and I'm just so happy and everybody's so supportive. And obviously being here is like completely different. It's like no peace. You don't know who you can trust, all shade, all some tea being spilled. It's completely different. But you know what? When I decided to come on Housewives, that was the place that I was in my life. I wanted to do something different. I was like, okay, people know me from these roles that I play, but no one gets to see like me as a mother, me as a wife, me as a daughter, the good, bad, the ugly, the blood, sweat, and tears. And so it was literally after my Achilles rupture that I was like, I just want to be vulnerable. I want to do something different. And that was the reason why I came on. So I accepted the challenge. I wanted something new. So I was here for it, and I truly believe that even with all the challenges you guys have seen me go through, whether it's my marriage or friendships or health struggles, weight loss struggles, my hope was to inspire somebody or my fans, let them get to know me and hopefully they'll be inspired to know that like, no matter what you go through, you just got to push through.
Right. I love that. And I think that your fans are falling in love with you as being that vulnerable person, the real person, just as much as they did with you, playing a character on a show or a movie. Right. So I think that's great. And I did want to ask you too, because I want to dive into the relationship and, a little bit more of the reality TV, but off the top of your head, what do you think your favorite acting opportunity to date would be?
Oh, that's good. I would probably say playing T-Boz.
Okay.
T-Boz because that was my most challenging role, the most nostalgic role, the most terrifying role, because I had to do her, I couldn't do a disservice to the person I was portraying, as well as the fans, the millions of fans that GLC has. So it was a lot of pressure. But I really connected. That was like a character that I truly connected with on such a deep level. And she approved it. The fans loved it, but it was great. I got to dance, I got to sing, I got to really dive into Tion Watkins, the character. And then we wore their costumes. So it was nostalgic. I had my first wardrobe fitting, and this is after I had my 11-year-old now, my son. I was a single mom at the time. So my weight was a little over, right? I go to do a fitting and I couldn't fit in any of their wardrobe. And I was like, oh, I was crushed. They're like, well, we can make, a replica and make it bigger. And I was like, no, no, no. Don't play with me. And I started to work out. I had a trainer come. She would work me out before I went to set, and she would come to set with me. And literally in between scenes, people don't even know this, but I would be doing jump ropes. She would be right there waiting for me from set to my trailer, jump ropes, push-ups, jumping jacks, whatever it is. And I was on a strict clean eating, meal plan so that I could reach the goal to fit into T-Boz's actual costumes. So for me, that was a great accomplishment too, because I was able to do that, and I had a little 4-pack, and I was like, this is, as an actor, this is what we live for, these type of roles, to really embody a person, a character, from their moniker, tone, their body size, their everything. So I really felt yes, I felt like I nailed it. And hearing you say it and the fans say they love it, it's just that was by far the most impactful, role for me.
You're challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Let's go.
I didn't even have this on my mind, but who do you think, over the course of your career, have you ever had someone who you just idolized, or, you thought, I want to be like her, and they've showed up on set and you're kind of taken aback a little bit, someone that,
That's really good. It's been a couple. I would definitely say Martin Lawrence. Okay. He played my dad. And I was so nervous. I was I couldn't believe it, because I'm I literally grew up watching him. And he was the most humble person, so quiet, because he's funny, right? He's a comedian. He's funny, made us all laugh. But he was so humble and so quiet. And he just shared so much knowledge with me. And he ended up becoming one of my greatest mentors. But for sure, I was starstruck working with him the whole time. He's I'm your dad. Breathe. I'm oh, okay. Forgot to breathe. Hey, Dad.
You're wow. All right. And, of course, in this, because we are on reality TV, not we, but you being we, yes. It does get a little bit messy. So I want to, since I covered the positive, I want to ask you, what do you think your least favorite moment filming the Real Housewives of Atlanta would be? And I want to say with the women, because then after that, I want to get to Ralph.
So to date, on this season, or just period?
Period.
Ooh, because it's definitely two moments. I would say the worst for me definitely was first season, when a friend of the show, who's no longer here, threw something at me. I felt at that moment, I responded in a way that I wasn't proud of, because I'm from Chicago and I went for her. I lunged. I was ready to grab her. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt you invaded my personal space. Had I not moved out the way, it could have caused harm. And that made me very uncomfortable. So for that reason, that was by far the worst. I don't ever put myself in those type of situations. I don't associate myself with women that are violent in that way. So I definitely wasn't proud of it and didn't like it at all. It was my least favorite.
Okay. All right. No, it makes complete sense. And wow, going into your first season and then people trying to invade your personal bubble and taking the Chicago out of you. Listen, I don't blame you, but obviously we're watching your relationship play out on the show, and everyone is a critic. Everyone has something to say, because they think, as viewers, and I've learned this over time throughout my Housewives interviews, viewers think the little edited clip of what they see in some of the not nicest moments in someone's relationship, that defines the entire relationship. Now, we've seen moments where you're questioning where Ralph has been and talking about cameras and talking about, adoption. Do you think that we get to see what your relationship is really like on the show, as opposed to what your friends or your close family would say it is in person?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, like, our families get upset because they're like, oh my God, I want them to see all the good stuff about Ralph. They only focus on the negative. But I will say that it is a real, true part of our relationship. So I embrace that part because it is real. People probably looking like, why is she married to him? Like, what? So I can say, Ralph is an asshole. We've all witnessed it. I have said it, and he is now accepting it, right? He owns that he can be an asshole. He'll say, I'm from New Jersey, I'm an Aquarius, like whatever the case may be. It is what it is. And you guys are like getting to know Ralph. So that part is true. However, Ralph is very layered. Our relationship is very colorful. And I just hope that as people continue to watch, they will see and get to know us better, because at the end of the day, if he was just that person, if he was one dimensional in that way, all the time, I would not be here. But he is a great, amazing father. He is creative. He plays the piano. He is so brilliant and intellectual and successful and funny. And like, he's just a good guy. Like, he would give his shirt off of, a person. Like, he has such a great heart. And people don't get to see all that, because even on the show, he actually gifted me with a brand new $150,000 truck. It's like a rare, one-of-a-kind Cadillac Escalade. We filmed it. Y'all didn't see it, but that's just a testament to, like, you can't get everything in the show, and you're trying to tell a story. We understand, we get it. However, yeah, you film for 5 months, you're bound to have an argument. Like, I don't know anyone that's in a marriage or relationship, or probably even a sibling, right? Or a friend. In a 6-month period, you're going to have a disagreement. And unfortunately, when the cameras are up, you see what you see, you catch what you catch. And in that moment, we were having a moment,
How do you block out the people who, like, let's just call them the haters, the trolls, the people who maybe even on the show, because, you have people, and we saw She by Sheree she tried coming in with the talking about the family and saying, I didn't say anything about it, but then this person might know something. And it's like, you are already navigating a relationship. I feel like I've been in my relationship for 8-9 years. And anytime I have friends or family try to give an opinion, if it's a negative one, I get so defensive. But yet you put yourself in front of cameras. And now technically, since you're signing that contract, you're inviting all of the opinions, whether you like them or not. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, congratulations on 8-9 years. We just celebrated 8 years, by the way.
Hey,
so I understand where you're at. That 7-year itch, that 8-year struggle is real. But I mean, it's all worth it, right? It's like, it's such an amazing experience to have, like, someone you love so deeply and that really loves you back, and you're able to share life with and make mistakes with. And that's the thing. Like, we in our marriage, we give each other grace. It may not look that way because we are human beings. We have feelings. So yeah, I may cry, I may argue, we'll have at it. However, we have decided to be committed to our vows, and it's easy to divorce, but we've chosen to do the work, and share what that looks like. So yeah, people have their opinions, but I'm like, girl, like, where's your husband? Where's Jail Bay? I mean, what are we talking about? And so I really can't get offended by someone. You got to watch you take advice from. Like, you can't teach me anything. So therefore, I can't listen to anything that's coming out of your mouth in regards to me and my marriage. And to go to such great heights to try to throw a stone, hide your hands, have your friend pull a background check that had absolutely nothing. I'm like, you have too much time on your hand. I need you to go to the halfway house and visit your boo, because you're getting obsessed at this point. And what I didn't like about it, though, is that I respect a woman that will go for it. Tell me how you feel. Tell me you ran my background. Tell me you don't like. Tell me to my face. But to have your friend do it and then act like you don't know what's going on, I can't respect that. So, because I'm just not that girl. So that was tough. That was tough more for her. It was cringy, actually, because it was like, you're losing this one. Like, you're losing this one. And I don't like the way it's making you look. It doesn't look good on you. So it doesn't affect me. It doesn't make me lose sleep at night. I got to a point where I was sleeping very well, and I just was unbothered. Like, really, truly, I was unbothered, because it is what it is. I understand some people are here for a moment and they want to stay, you know, so I got all of that and I was very clear. So it's all good.
Right. And I feel like you sort of build this shell as you continue filming, right? And it's like the first season, oh my gosh, that throws me off. And then the second season, it's like, you said that, okay, great. We got that out of the way. It didn't land. You didn't land the plane. What do you have over here? It's almost like you're going down the line and it's like, your turn. Go ahead. Let's see if you can land the plane. Can you? No?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
This kind of segues me into my next question, which I think I might already know the answer, but I'm not sure because I feel like there's two people you might name here. Who do you think was the messiest this season for you?
Ooh, the messiest was definitely Sheree. Like,
yeah.
Messy, and obsessed with my husband. Even when he wasn't around, she was still talking about him. So I just feel like, what are we talking? Why are we talking about him? He's not even here. He doesn't even know you. Like, he didn't even meet Sheree until like late. Like, he doesn't know you. I think he met you once. He's never had a conversation with you. It was just like, that's just messy for no reason. And then the stuff, I mean, she was messy with everybody because I think she was messy with Kenya. She was messy with Candy. She was messy with Sonya at the end. Like, it was just a lot. Like, she was all over the place.
Yeah. I mean,
then she got into it with Tyrone. I was like, girl, you being messy with Tyrone too?
Just everyone. No one was safe.
It
was the fashion show. She was stressed out.
She was stressed out, just trying to finally get her fashions up and running.
Hey, listen, I was going to say I respect that, but maybe not the messiness. I don't know. I didn't sign the housewife contract, so I'm keeping my opinion out of that one.
I mean, your opinion matters because you see what's going on. You're smart. You see the real from the. Listen, 15 years to get some joggers. What are we talking about? You should have no time on your hands. You should be all in. You should have no time to worry about what anybody else's husband background check. That's too much. I want to see some fashions. That's what I want. I'm here for that. I think everybody was here for that. So she better, I still haven't seen them. So I'm waiting.
So you're saying the time would have been better allocated towards She by Sheree as opposed to talking about your husband.
Yes. Over the last 15 years, it would have been great for her to focus on.
Okay.
Every time.
So I like to kind of go with a positive too after the negative, even though I started off with a positive and then went into a negative. I'm switching this one up. But your favorite housewife to film with this season, and I know that you said you're building a relationship with Kenya, which surprised you, but overall, maybe even within the consistency from season 1 to season 2, who would you say is the most pleasant for you to film with? Like, they call you and they're like, hey, we have a scene for you. You're going to the coffee shop with so-and-so, and you're like, oh,
I mean, that was last year with Portia. Like, she's not here anymore. But honestly, Portia and Cynthia, like, those were my two girls. And Portia would come like, hey, this is what we doing. You ready? Let's go. And I was like, we here. Like, it was just always a vibe. And same with Cynthia. Like, when I knew Cynthia was coming over, I was like, oh my God, I got to have everything perfect, fabulous. She is Cynthia Bailey. Like, you know, and when we would get together, it's just conversation and just like, love there. Like, I really love her and I don't have them. So this season was a little different, but I did enjoy definitely Kenya. I looked forward to being around her. Tipsy Kenya was life. She was so much fun. It was just like this aura around her that I really enjoyed. And so when she said she wasn't coming to Blue Ridge, I really was sad. I was like, wait a minute, what? Because I was looking forward to those fun moments. I didn't have anybody, you know, to really have fun and turn up with. And so Kenya gave me that.
And then you have the friend of the friend of the friend of the friend show up, a little waisted pants, and you're like, I'm really not going to have fun now.
Right. Like, oh God, here comes the cloud. The witch lady is here.
You know,
she's here. So but you know what? Like, after I gave her doggy bone, I think she's still playing with it. So I never saw her again. So that was good.
I can't. Okay. You know, I actually met Cynthia Bailey. She took me to my first ever Mariah Carey after party. I met her at Pump in West Hollywood, and I remember going with her, and we went to the Abbey, and we had so much fun. And I remember thinking, like, she had such a presence and was probably one of the sweetest women I've ever met. So when you name her right out of the gate, I'm like, oh yes, I can see this 100%. She's just amazing.
Real story. So first time we filmed when I was defending my COVID wig, after we finished that scene, she's like, all right, let's go. And so she grabs my keys. We get in my truck and she's driving my truck. And we're just listening to music, talking, laughing, getting to know each other. And we pulled up, our husbands had gotten together. So we had like a double date. But I loved her. I was like, I love that you just like took control because, you know, I'm new here and I was in a boot. She was like, girl, let me drive you, you know? And I'm like, Cynthia Bailey's driving me. This is so like crazy. But she's always just a humble, down to earth, just a good girl and really a lot of fun.
I agree. I agree with that. And, you know, of course, as the seasons go, this is your sophomore season. We expect to see you next year again. I do want to, maybe this is messy, and I do apologize, but I have to ask you.
Yes.
I think I know the answer to the first one, but next season, would you like to see Portia back?
Oh my God, absolutely. I'm like texting her all the time because when I saw her on, you know, that she was going on Ultima's girls trip, we were laughing because I'm like, does that mean you're one step closer to like being back on RHOA? And she was saying she wanted to see how everything was going to go. So of course, I would love nothing more for my good sis to come back. Like she has the vibes that I feel we're missing, you know, just those fun young vibes.
Right. And listen, she's great with a read in her confessionals, and I completely agree with you. And now here's the mess, and I'm sorry in advance. Would you, if they said to you, listen, we're bringing back Portia, what do you think about us bringing in Fallon? How would you react to that?
Like I just reacted.
Just with the
what? Like why I pass? That's so
you pass.
Last year, it's so no one cares. It's so why? What are we going to talk about?
I agree. It is. I mean, listen, everything passed, and I feel like there was a lot of bad reps given around after it, but I think everything kind of came full circle with how the story completely played out. And listen, I love the studio that I did the sit down in with Fallon. We need to recreate that moment in a better studio with me and you, Drew. We have to redo this.
I agree. No,
now without a scandal attached.
Please, can I have a rest of a scandal? Like I've had all the scandals at this point. I'm like, can we just have fun next year? But I would love to do that. I thought that interview was very beautiful. I was like, I mean, I'm seeing Oprah Winfrey vibes here. I'm seeing like, I told my publicist that I was like, he has a fascinating platform and I enjoyed that interview, just to let you know. Outside of my feelings for the subject, it was a beautiful interview that you did.
I appreciate you. And, you know, with everything that you have going on too, and that's why I think that this could be possible to do a sit down in the future, because you recently just spoke about how not only, again, you have all of these upcoming jobs going on, but you're an entrepreneur. And I'm sure there's more to come as far as businesses. We always want to branch out, right? And not put all of our eggs in the same basket. Do you have any like products or projects aside from acting in Real Housewives of Atlanta that you're excited for?
I am so excited about Drop It with Drew. Like Drop It with Drew is really truly, and I think, you know, with all the shade being thrown, I thought it was a miss there that I did communicate to the ladies at reunion, because I feel like as women, it's important for us to support one another and to create that sisterhood and that safe place, because we all struggle in the area when it comes to our bodies and feeling confident in our health, especially after children and hormones and all of that. And so I've been super open about my struggle with my weight loss. And I talked about my condition and in meiosis. I was open about Dr. Jackie, who did my hysterectomy. And I just felt like the ladies could have extended, you know, more corral around that, because really Drop It with Drew came out of that struggle. And so it was more of a passion project before it was about making money. So yeah, as a new entrepreneur, I love critique, you know, from your friends, but to understand my journey is to understand what it's about. That's why I Drop It with Drew, because it was really a platform to create a safe place for women to come and encourage each other, have a support system, find your accountability partners for that time that you want to quit. Because I've said it and I'll say it again, I don't like working out. Okay. I like to eat good food, and I'm just not the poster child for the gym. However, it is important that we encourage one another to just get our bodies moving and to be knowledgeable on what to put into our bodies, what not to put in our bodies. And for me, I want to live a healthy, long life for my children. A lot of people don't even know my father is a pediatrician. He's been for 40 years. So I grew up in a family where health was really, really important. My father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So right now he's living in a nursing home. And so I just felt like it's kind of taking on his legacy to make sure our community is encouraged, inspired, and educated on fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, where to get them from, resources, what you should eat, when to go to the doctor, and just being more on top of our health and wellness. And I just felt like with all the shade thrown, I felt like that was a huge miss for the women to really support me in that initiative. And regardless of everything else, I was like, all of your businesses, have faced challenges. So why are we making such a big deal that mine is new as it is, as having some challenges? But I can say dropitwithdrew.com is working. So, you know what I mean? Anybody out there that wants to join, it's work. The website is working. So I was appreciative of that. And I did take their criticism and just try to be better. And now Drop It With Drew is better than ever. I'm excited about some partners that have come on that I can't wait to announce, but it really truly is a movement. And I really am passionate about that. And I'm passionate about health and wellness in general.
You're so positive about when you speak about this too. Like you can tell that you really have a passion for it and that you love this, especially because there's so many moving parts to it. And I hope I'm not being ignorant here, but when it comes to Drop It With Drew, have you put some of your classes like online for people who don't necessarily feel comfortable going into like a studio or whatnot? Only because, and the reason I ask this is like my platform is YouTube. Any videos over 8 minutes on YouTube, you can monetize. And I'm just thinking in my head, like I'm not your manager or anything, but we could literally film you doing 8-minute segments of a full workout, like isolating certain different parts of the body, put them out there, get people excited, and talking about your health struggles and like the journey and things that you've been through because you are so positive, and we can double in on this cash.
Okay. So is that a proposal? Are you
Listen, I'll talk to you on the DMs about how to do all of that. I think honestly, you would be so great because you're so easygoing in the way that you're talking about it. And you have like, I'm sitting here, like, we're not even in the interview. I just, health and
no, that is what I'm building. I have a very exciting partner that has come aboard to help me to build exactly what you're talking about, to make it at the touch of a button. So everything going digital, people can, whether you join the 21-day challenge, you'll be able to still join the movement via your phone, your television, your laptop. Like there's no excuse, because that was one of the challenges that we faced for people that didn't want to come into the facility because of COVID. We had to shut our facility down because of COVID. So that was when our minds immediately went to something more digital and putting it in a digital space. And that's what we're working on. Also, live pop-ups. So we're doing a live pop-up tour, and that'll bring the experience to every major city for people to just come and experience what it's about. It's a lot of fun. So you have the 21-day challenges, but like you said, it's really about education as well, and just being more knowledgeable on health and wellness. And I want to make that easily available for everyone. And that is the goal.
All right. You got me excited. I'm doing the 21-day challenge.
I like this. I love it. Thank you.
Of course. I'm so excited. And, on top of that too, this is the perfect way to pivot, because I know I don't want to keep all of your time. You're a busy woman, but your reunion looks came out this week and you ladies look absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait for the trailer of this reunion. First, I'm going to ask you, and I know you can't give spoilers, but what would you rate your performance this year at the reunion? 1 to 10, 10 being the best.
10. 10s across the board. You saw me. I put it on Instagram. 10s across the boards. 10s. I was like, I felt confident. I fit in I just felt amazing. My energy was amazing. And I just really felt like I said what I needed to say. And I was unbothered. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I didn't let anybody pull me out of my good energy space. And Andy showed love. And it was just a great, great day. Like, the guys were there, so the boys came out to play. It was a long 12-hour day. However, I walked away celebrating.
You're like, I didn't leave anything out there. I got it all off my chest.
Crumbs, honey. No crumbs was left. I swept them all up.
All right. So, and this is not a negative question. So I just want to make sure that I put that out there too. I am kind of being a little shady today, and I'm not trying to. But
I know, I'm like, okay, come on, shade. What is it?
But You obviously, all of the women look beautiful. Not one person didn't look amazing on that reunion floor, aside from yourself, because we know that you were the best dressed here. Who was your other favorite dress and your least favorite dress? If you don't mind. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to.
This is so easy.
I know
I would
who you're going to
definitely say Kenya's. Well, Kenya and Candy. Kenya's was just so different. Like the two materials and the shape. Yeah, the shape of it. I just thought that was very unique. That took thought. That took time. The fabric was beautiful. I would say the least favorite was the person sitting to my right that I thought was a majorette. I didn't know if we were in Drumline or if she was on the Lifetime show. Bring It On. I was confused. I was like, are you my background dancer? Am I performing? Nobody told me. I was confused. So
okay.
I could have done without that. It was giving very itchy. I was very itchy.
We'll take it. We'll take it. On top of that, to end us off, do you think, because we can't do any spoilers for the viewers, but do you think there's going to be any really shocking moments that we're not expecting as viewers coming out of the reunion?
Say that one more time. Are there any
shocking moments, like moments that you think from filming it and knowing what transpired during that reunion, do you think coming out of it after we watch all the episodes that any of us are going to be left with any, oh my gosh, they did not say that moments?
Yeah, it was a lot of those moments, actually. It was more than I wanted, but yeah, it was some shockers where I was just like, I can't even believe this. I was like, this is some shit. Like, it was really juicy. It was very interesting. I was shocked. I was very shocked. It was a lot of shocking moments. I'll say that.
All right. Sure. All right.
Unexpected. Very, you'll have to see. We'll talk about it on the other side. But definitely, like, it's one that I have to talk about. I can't wait to talk about. Because I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? This is ridiculous. But yeah.
I can't wait to see this. And of course, we'll be watching on Sunday. And we just need to get to that reunion at this point. I can't wait for the trailer to come out. And Drew, this has been so much fun. Honestly, I'm going to DM you right after this because I think I'm going to Atlanta next month. And it would be so great to take you out to dinner or something and just meet in person.
Yeah. I would love that. Absolutely. And also, I can play you my single when you come because I am working on music. That was something else I'm really excited about. So, yeah, I'll have to send it to you. Well, I'll make sure you get a copy, so you can tell me what you think.
Yeah, we'll play it in our next sit-down interview, the real in-studio one. The next one, we'll play it going into it, and then we'll play it fading out of it. And we're just going to promote. We're going to promote the hell out of Drop It with Drew and the music, and we have a lot to do. We have a lot to do. You don't need me to do it, but
I do. I need those drones that you had. For the other, it was the drone action for me. The slow mo, the music. I was like, Adam, you did that.
Are you talking about the Jen Shaw interview?
That one too. Oh my God. I was talking about the Fallon one, but the Jen Shaw one, like I said, you're on some other stuff. Like, I really see you. And so I'll give you your flowers because you've done some really jaw-dropping, emotional, you ask the good questions. You ask the questions that I'm not used to getting to. So
oh, well,
I'm loving what you're doing. So definitely hit me up when you come to ATL. I'll take you to the best restaurant. I already got it planned. Let me know when you come.
Definitely. And I look forward to it. And I'm going to DM you because I have a controversial one coming up, a sit down, and I want to just pick your brain on it and see what you have to say. But with that, Drew, we're sending you all the best. So much coming up. We're sending you, your beautiful little family, everything, all of the positive vibes. And thank you so much for joining me. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. You too. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye, Drew. All right, guys. So that was Drew Sidora. And what an absolute sweetheart. I honestly feel inspired leaving this interview. Definitely go check out Drop It with Drew. I can't wait to hear her music, everything she has going on in her life. And wow, I'm going to go drop it myself. All right, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you.